Zack Snyder is working with Netflix again to do an animated series. I think it's called Twilight of the Gods, and it's from the minds of Zack Snyder and J. Olivia, who is a storyboard artist, and I love his animated version of Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. If you haven't seen it, there's an animated movie, Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2. Pretty awesome stuff if you're not into reading comics. But this was announced yesterday with an all-star cast. And this is pretty cool. It looks like Zack Snyder's going to be living at Netflix now, and I think it's the best place for him because he seems happy. Army of the Dead was a big success. But this cast was announced yesterday. Some pretty big names in it. I'm happy because Lauren Cohen is working with Zack again. She
Yes.
was Martha in Batman v Superman.
And Jamie
Loves The
Chung.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And yes, and she was in Soccer
Sucker
Punch, is that
Punch.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. And also we've got guy in the, I'd probably butcher his name, but wasn't he in Game of Thrones?
Yes, he was.
Is he?
Yeah, he was great.
Yes, and in Fast and Furious 8, I think as well.
Yeah.
That's his standout role. I think also is it a trans actor going to be working on the film or on the series as well?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yes, that's exactly it. And we also the other guy, Peter Stormare, you've seen him in loads of movies and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see him. But
Yeah.
Twilight of the Gods,
Noble
is he
too.
going to give us some background? Yes, exactly. Yes, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a really good cast. And
Yeah.
do you want to give us some background information to kind of what they're doing? Mythology inspired.
I'm not that much familiar with it, but it has to do with Ragnarok, and it's obviously Thor and Odin and all those characters' story, and the cast is fantastic, like we see here, except Rahul Kohli. I'm kidding. Yeah, the cast is all good, and I'm really excited. We talked about this thing about Zach doing something for Netflix. We talked about this, I think, last year when we said that Netflix probably would sign multiple projects with Zack Snyder, because they wanna, obviously you are a streaming service and you have a major Hollywood director like Zack Snyder. Why wouldn't you? You'd throw every single project at him. Please do this, please do that, and stuff like that. They even probably offered that to Scorsese, but he left and went to Apple. And they're probably
Yeah.
also building relationship with Zack Snyder so that they can also, get in Nolan one day. I don't know if that will happen because he's so, theatrical guy. But yeah, I think it's a pretty awesome thing. I'm excited for every single Zack Snyder project by default, so this is no different.
Yeah, and I'm just guessing. I think that the actors will look like the animated characters. I don't think they're going to be playing. Like we got to see the image from the Army of the Dead prequel series. Van der Rohe
Yeah.
looked like the actor. I think that's what's going to happen here. I think that's the kind of animated style that they're going to go towards. Animated movies and series. And is there anybody in this cast that really speaks to you and you're excited to check them out?
Well, I love Jamie Clayton because she was in Sense8 and she was in Roswell, New Mexico. I love the show. So I'm excited to see her in this project. But I like animation, but like not half and half,
Yeah.
I don't watch that much of animation, but the ones I do, I really enjoy it. And about the cast, I liked it, but I know the controversy about Raul Coley is what is,
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name, but
Yeah.
I know that he's been in one episode of Supergirl back
Oh,
on
really?
I think it was on season 3 or 4. I think 3. No,
Oh.
2. I don't remember quite well, but he was there.
Mhm.
And he got a lot of hate because he was playing an old love interest for Lena.
Mhm.
And there's a controversy on that fandom because of
Oh,
they ship Lena with Kara and
Oh,
they
okay.
hated him. So he got like death threats, like a lot of hate. And he
Wow.
talked about it. So when he commented about the Snyder Cut movement, I don't think it was like smart of him. He was there, like receiving threats and hate and all of that. And I don't know. I don't think he was like thinking a lot when
Yeah.
he said that. And it's a controversy because a lot of people agrees with him, which I don't think is fair, because it's like the obvious. We had the original version of this Justice League movie, and we needed to see it. The director needed to finish his job. So I don't think people can criticize that or criticize the fans for wanting to see it, because we kind of we spend money on that stuff. We go to the movies, and I think it's fair for us to, like, I want to see the original version, so I'm going to fight for it, but in a healthy way. So
Yeah.
I don't think he was really great talking about it. He shouldn't have said
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. And the thing is about that, we don't know what was going on in his personal life. If he was getting death threats and stuff, his head might be messed
Yeah,
around, and then he just says something. That's we don't know goes
Yeah.
on. So I'm not going to hold against him too much. Zach obviously cast him in this show, and Zach must think he is perfect for the show, or maybe they made up, or you just don't know what's happening behind the
He's a
scenes.
good
He's going to be
actor
in it,
though.
so yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, look, I
And
think
Zack
it'll be
Snyder is a
fine.
great person, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
every time people like hate on him, he like, I wish I could be more like him because I'm not.
Yeah.
yeah, we all do.
I want to be the bigger person.
Yes, yes, yes. David says Patterson Joseph is a character from the show The Leftovers. I really liked season one and season two of that show. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the cast has been. I've seen this cast. I like the cast. I wouldn't know them by name. They're those type of actors, but I've seen them in a million things. That kind of way. But I'm excited to see Lauren Cohen. Casey, anyone that's out to you from the cast, and how big can Twilight of the Gods be for Netflix?
I think it could be amazing. One of the people on Twitter translated Gutter Damarong. That's the safe in Army of the Dead, and the meaning
Oh,
of
really?
that, yeah, the meaning of that is Twilight of the Gods, and it also
Oh, wow.
means Ragnarok. So he said it could be an Easter egg, or it could be one of, this movie could be one of the Armorverse movies secretly. But I doubt it. It's Norse mythology based, and I think it's just a cool Easter egg. But yeah, I think Zack Snyder doing animation with Jay Oliva is like a dream project, right? He works with him quite a lot in live action, and Jay Oliva's, uh, his, his best thing is animation. So now Zack Snyder is entering into Oliva's world, so that's great. All these years it used to be the other way around. Now Zach gets to enter into his world. So I'm excited to see it. It's been, announced since like when the Snyder Cut was announced. It's been that long, and now finally we have the
Yeah.
first title reveal and the cast reveal. So that's great. I'm hoping for this to be successful as well, so that Netflix and Zach can keep working on other projects as well. More original projects from Zach is what everyone needs.
Yes, exactly. I like he's doing Army of the Dead universe. There's the Twilight of the Gods universe. Talk of a sci-fi female-led movie as
Yes,
well,
he
which will
said
be
that
with Netflix.
that's
So
coming soon. The announcement of it.
yeah, that's just gonna be awesome. And Ali, you're a big fan of Zack Snyder. You think that Netflix is the right way forward for him, or should he go back to the Toxic Bros over Warner Brothers?
I really like his work. When Man of Steel came out, I wasn't aware that much of like who's the director and all. Then I got to do
Yeah.
my homework, and I started to research some other movies of his. I'm sorry, I'm just and yeah, I saw Sucker Punch. It was really great, and his DC movies it was also really great. I just didn't see Army of that because I'm not that into zombies.
Yeah.
I skip every time a superhero show does a zombie episode. I like nah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that as well. I don't like zombies, but it's Zack Snyder, so I had to watch. And I
Yeah,
was surprised. I liked it.
he's really great, and I'm excited to see what he does next. I mean, Netflix is the perfect place for him because they support him.
Yeah.
You know, that's important for the studio to support the director. Otherwise, it's like a pain. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because in case you were talking about because of the HBO Max movies are coming out in theaters and also on HBO Max at the same time. But a lot of the run times are like under 2 hours, like 1 hour and 54 minutes, or 1 hour and 30 minutes. And like we found out that there's loads missing from Conjuring 3 that we were talking about. Oh, it would have been cool if they did this. And then we find out was loads of that cut out. Then Godzilla versus Kong, loads of that cut out. Mortal Kombat the same. So with Netflix, you know it's going to be the full vision of the director and the writers, and all that kind of stuff. So that's what makes it better. You know, I think that's what I
You
like
won't
to
be
see.
stressed.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Edit says the bald guy is Peter Russo from House of Cards. That's another big Netflix hit show until Kevin Spacey got, you know. So that's probably why he's brought over to Netflix. Love him. David said, "I'm super interested in this Twilight of the Gods. I wish it was live action. The cast is so good." Well, I would say to that is Army of the Dead was live action, and it's going into the animated form for the prequel and stuff. So who knows? Twilight of the Gods could be this massive animated hit. Netflix turn around to Zack and say, "You want to do a live action series or a movie of it?" That could happen, and who knows? Because Netflix they seem to love Zack Snyder because all of the marketing has been Zack Snyder,
Yeah.
YouTube and
Yeah.
Twitter and stuff like
For
that.
the first time ever, he did a full series on, filmmaking school, Snyder School, and that was just awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Netflix, the clout chasers, that clout, you know.
You're
And
not
also,
playing.
yeah, and also, Zach has this Stone Quarry, production house, right? And that's supposed to make live action animation as well as games. So I'm excited. We see live action, we saw Wonder Woman 84, we saw Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we saw Army of the Dead. So these are the three that recently released. Now the animated series is coming out, the original projects will come out. So I'm excited to see what the animated projects are. I'm excited to see also what other creatives will come into Stone Quarry and make their own projects, without Snyder. So that will also, give us a better outlook on how Stone Quarry operates, and also the games. Like, I'm just wondering how a, Stone Quarry game would look like, how intense that would be.
Yeah, well, he's really good at delegating and getting a great team around them. I think
Yeah.
this Twilight of the Gods will be very J. Olivia driven.
Yeah.
I think J. Olivia he's a chip on his shoulder because he's very outspoken on Twitter, calling people out and stuff like that.
I
And
love that.
he's right at times because these people
Yeah.
are very mean, and he just calls them out for the BS that they're saying. So, but I remember people were asking him, "Jay, why aren't you doing too many DC movies anymore? We love your DC movies." And he's like, "Warner Brothers haven't called me or haven't been asking me to do anything." So I bet you
Yeah.
that Jay Olivia kind of has a chip on his shoulder and will say, "Oh, I'm going to make Twilight of the Gods. I'm going to make it really good and prove them
Yeah.
wrong." So I'm looking forward to it because I think that's his kind of mindset. And Dak will, if he was going to do a video game, I think he'd get someone with the same mindset. He delegates pretty well. He gets great cast, great writers, stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to it all. And Army of the Thieves should be coming out later on this year or early next year as well, which is another Stone Quarry production.
Yeah.
Which is a prequel to
I think
Army
it's
of the
by
Dead.
the end
So,
of this year.
yeah, hopefully. Be cool to see 4 or 5 Zack Snyder projects in 2021.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 84 came out at the end of last year. But that was kind of his as well, his production company.